Hey, folks, welcome to the Mike Lopez Show. Got a special guest for you right now. Handsome young man. Guy wears many hats, and actually some hats that I would like to get on top of this big head. Constantine Maroulis, welcome to the Mike Lopez Show, bro. What's happening?
What up, brother? We're here, man. We're rocking and rolling. Good to see you. Whoa, this is cool. You look handsome.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. You're looking good to yourself, my man. Listen, want to thank Stockton University. You're on the other side here taking care of this interview. Constantine, you and I have been kicking it for a little bit. We got to meet each other this past year during HUVED. And listen, you're coming into Atlantic City. We'll talk about that at the end of the interview. But, brother, let the folks know that don't know a little bit about you and where you're at.
Yeah, man. Born in Brooklyn, grew up in New Jersey. Probably best known for my iconic run on American Idol back in its heyday when the whole world was watching, 30 million a night. You know, getting up there, battling out with Carrie Underwood herself long time ago. You know, I always dreamed of being on Broadway. I graduated the Boston Conservatory, Berklee College of Music back in the day. And yeah, I originated the iconic Rock of Ages on Broadway, got the big Best Actor Tony nomination, led the show to many Tonys and whatnot. It's become a global brand. It's been my baby for many moons now. I'm a young father. I met my daughter's mom on Rock of Ages. We co-parent successfully, but we have a great kid, a 10-year-old Milena. And, you know, I've done tons of TV and film. You know, I was on a soap opera for many years. I've done all the sort of episodics you would know and all the late night shows. You can probably find a lot on me on the interwebs. And, you know, I'm a recording artist. I put out an album over the shutdown, Until I'm Wanted, you know, Constantine Maroulis, Until I'm Wanted. That's me. Check it out. It's an original rock record, my love letter to rock and roll. And, you know, I produce some shows on Broadway as well, and things are opening up. I host a radio show in New York on WABC.
That's right.
All across the dial there. A lot of fun stuff on Music Radio 77 WABC. And, you know, I'm touring around. I'm playing shows all the time. I have a band, Foreigner's Journey, and I play solo out there a lot. And right now I'm up in the Berkshires working on a secret acting project. So happy to be with you all. And yeah, I think I'm pretty much your mom's favorite American Idol. That's me.
There you go. Listen, you could only say it that way, and you say it the best. So here we go. Let's get out of White Call for a little bit here. Let's go into New York. And you mentioned it. 30 million people a night were watching this show when you were on it. I know you're a trained actor and whatnot, and you were on front of people and on the stage. But Constantine, what was that like? And then what was it like when you start walking around the neighborhood and boom, it's like, it's for real?
Oh, it was very for real. You know, I told you I graduated, you know, this prestigious conservatory. I trained as an actor. I had been in Rent on the big Broadway tour, toured it all around. I was even in Japan, you know, touring in a big Broadway show, you know, an all-time Pulitzer Prize winning show, Rent, but nothing. Not the Boston Conservatory, not Berklee College of Music, not Broadway can prepare you for 30 million people a night from January to June, 3 nights a week. Just insane. It was like the end of an era. It felt like the Hunger Games, like people would run home to watch. Or when we were kids, it was, what was the Schwarzenegger one? The Thunderdome or?
Yeah. I don't know if it was Thunderdome.
Well,
but,
not Thunderdome, was the other one. Running Man.
Yeah.
Running Man. So it was Running Man. It was insane. But you remember the first part of the show, the first like few weeks or the first, you know, whole sort of part of the story, we kind of pre-taped Hollywood and the auditions. So I was back home in my apartment in New York City when the show like debuted. Right. And all of a sudden I'm walking around my neighborhood and people are like, oh my God, it was insane. It was insane. I don't know if anything could have that kind of recognizability these days as that did then. It was just insane. And, you know, I've managed to, and I knew, look, I wasn't going to be some pop star or something. I knew I needed to take the opportunity and turn it into something. Right. And that was really making my mark on Broadway, which was always sort of my dream anyhow. And I really did that with Rock of Ages and many shows since. But I think Rock of Ages and the Tony nomination and all that stuff and getting my daughter out of the whole deal was sort of my Carrie Underwood, Jesus take the wheel kind of moment, you know, and getting to just do a myriad of things and priding myself on being so versatile, from teaching to, you know, performing and producing and writing. I'm very blessed, Mike. I'm very blessed.
You definitely are. And listen, I know you're a man who loves your family, where you're from and your work. Going back to the show again, though, and I'll say this, I was watching, I was a steady, avid watcher at that time, those first 4 or 5, 6 years. And when you hit Bohemian Rhapsody, I was like, dude, who is this guy? Who is this dude? And he just like blew it up, threw the horns up, and like, I just remember the judges, and this is, I don't know, 15, 16 years ago, maybe. They went nuts. They went nuts.
They did.
So
they thought I was nuts to do that song.
Right.
Everyone did. They're like, mate, you can't do Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. No one can do that. You can't do it. And I was like, I have an idea, though. I have this edit in mind, because remember, you only had like 2 minutes.
Right.
It was TV. It was TV time. You know, you can't do a 7-minute song up there on American Idol. So I had to figure out a way to sort of carve out the right cut of the song. And luckily, it's what I trained to do in acting school. Take a song, turn it into a scene. Right. You know, create a beginning, middle, and end, and sort of achieve everything you need to achieve in a shorter amount of time. Because often in auditions in New York, you don't have more than 16 bars or 32 bars when you walk in. They got people to see. They got things to do. And I've been on the other side of the table. So I had an idea, and it really worked, and definitely sort of kind of captured. It was so crazy that it's like you could feel a shift, like a cosmic shift. Right. Of the planet, like, I don't know, align with you. It was that trippy, man. It was like that.
And real quick, listen, we only got about 2 minutes here, unfortunately, because it's TV time, like you just said.
Oh yeah.
One of my favorite plays of all time is Jekyll and Hyde. You played a role in that, didn't you, too? And was it Frank? Come on.
Frank Wildhorn, one of the greatest contemporary composers of all time. Bonnie and Clyde, The Civil War, The Scarlet Pimpernel. So many amazing shows. He's massive. He's got shows all over Europe and Asia. Jekyll and Hyde. So I played 2 roles. I led the top line, the revival, in 2013. Toured it for a year. Did it on Broadway for a summer in a limited run. One of the greatest experiences of my life, for sure. Working with the great Leslie Bricusse, one of the greatest writers of all time. He and Frank, you know, adapted this Robert Louis Stevenson amazing story. And to play both Jekyll and Hyde, I think we both have, it's that sort of duality of man, right? We've all had that sort of, you know, that monster inside of us at times, and about trying to control it, and the thought of, if we could control that globally, you know, what kind of world it would be, you know, if we can control evil in that way. And that was his quest. And yeah, for sure. So it's been a blessing. So many Broadway shows, got some other cool stuff coming up in that capacity. So always stay tuned. ConstantineMaroulis.com, Constantine Maroulis on Instagram. It's all verified. And, you know, it's always great to keep the conversation going. And I love teaching. I think Stockton's doing great stuff. We got to meet a lot of the talented girls in Miss New Jersey that attended Stockton. And they're just some of the finest, you know, young women that I've ever had the pleasure of meeting. And so I'm excited to continue that relationship with Miss New Jersey and Miss America. And we're really excited for Alyssa Sullivan, of course. I don't believe she was a graduate of Stockton, but we're going to be sending her off next month down there in AC. So
that's for sure. Listen, folks, as Constantine, I'm proud to be a director or a board of directors for Miss New Jersey, the state competition. And Constantine happened to be a judge this past year. And I'm sitting at Steel Pier, and I'm like, man, that dude looks like that dude that did the horns at and we're sitting there.
My mother thinks I invented this, by the way. She thinks I invented that and stubble, by the way. Like, I invented stubble.
And the thing is, somewhere along the line, I had to be one of the ones that okayed that Constantine would be a judge being on the board. And I'm like, how did I ever miss that or whatever? But we wound up pounding around in Atlantic City. And this is the way we got to end it because we're on overtime right now.
That's all right.
Listen, it's Atlantic City, right? You know, it's ACMike. We pound around. Give me an Atlantic City story, brother. Don't mean to put you on the spot.
It's all good. AC is the place to be. You showed me such a great time. ACMike for all things Atlantic City. There's just so much beautiful arts and culture happening there outside of just the casino life. So much going on. I can't wait to get back there. I played some shows there over the summer. We got some more stuff coming up, maybe a big New Year's show in the works. So I love coming down there, man, especially off season. It's just nice. There's such an edge to it, in the fall and into the early winter. So it's a great place to be. So much great stuff going on down there, but you all know, come on down, have a good time, support, Atlantic City. It's been a tough couple of years for everybody in the hospitality business. So whatever you can do is much appreciated. And again, check me out, ConstantineMaroulis.com for all the socials, bunch of tour dates coming up. So I hope to see you at a show real soon.
Looking forward to seeing you, Constantine, when you get back over here to Jersey. Love you, bro. Love what you're doing. Keep it up and continued success, my friend.
You guys are the best. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mike.
You got it. Folks, stay right where you're at. We'll be right back.